2018 to improve nutritional outcomes in the country by adopting a synergized and result-oriented approach. To maximize nutritional outcomes, the government subsequently launched Saksham Anganwadi and Mission Poshan 2.0, an integrated nutrition support program in mission mode. May I request you all to please take your seats and kindly keep mobile phones in the silent mode. Nutrition, ladies and gentlemen, is a critical part of health and development. It is a basic human need and a prerequisite to a healthy life. A proper, balanced, and adequate diet is essential from the very early stages of life for proper growth and development. And there must be adequate focus not only on child nutrition, but also on the mother's nutritional status. Mission Poshan 2.0 attempts to address key essential components recognized to be critical in the fight against malnutrition. Eliminating undernutrition requires actions across multiple sectors, and the Ministry of Women and Child Development has proactively taken up the cause and is focusing on social and behavioral change communication to spark a people's revolution or Jan Andolan. This approach is ensuring a catalytic transformation on the ground. And today's event has various components, including we also have the launch of a coffee table book, Poshan Utsav. We have the launch of the Cartoon Coalition. We also have IEC material on the value of good nutrition. So we're happy to have with us today Mr. Bill Gates. And as many of you would know, that the Gates Foundation has been working on an expansive range of programs in the world on health, on agricultural development, on sanitation, on gender equality, and financial services. The foundation, together with various partners in India, has been collaborating with the Ministry of Women and Child Development by focusing on services for addressing child malnutrition. So I'd like to request the Joint Secretary in the Ministry, Ms. Pallavi Agarwal, to please present a sapling to Mr. Bill Gates. Welcome, sir. We're also pleased and honored to have the Honorable Minister for Women and Child Development and Minority Affairs, Srimati Smriti Irani, who is working tirelessly to change the lives of women and children in the country. And we welcome both of them, and we do so by presenting you with saplings. We have among us senior government officials, officials from the Gates Foundation, from the Deen Dayal Research Institute, the Cartoon Coalition partners, and many Anganwadi workers also. If you look across the hall, you can see their bright, shining faces here, the Anganwadi workers who also join us today. So a very warm welcome goes out to all of you. Friends, to promote cultural heritage and traditional nutritional practices, a coffee table book, Poshan Utsav, sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has been curated by the Deen Dayal Research Institute. This 270-plus page volume is designed to serve as an atlas on food, on offering insights from diverse cultural, social, economic, and scientific perspectives. So we'd like to share with you a short film that tells us more on the book.
In India, food is more than just sustenance. It's a way of life, deeply intertwined with culture, tradition, and thousands of years of nutritional science. The Indian food experience is a rendition and a celebration of India's rich heritage and culinary legacy with each bite. With the dedicated work of Deen Dayal Research Institute, DRI, under the guidance of Ministry of Women and Child Development and the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, this legacy is now encapsulated in the Poshan Utsav book and other mediums of its name.
नेशन और न्यूट्रिशन का बहुत गहरा संबंध होता है। हमारे यहाँ एक कहावत है, यथा अन्नम तथा मन्नम, यानी जैसा अन्न होता है वैसा ही हमारा मानसिक और बौद्धिक विकास भी होता है।
Sponsored by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The Poshan Utsav book celebrates nutrition through the numerous cultural practices followed in the diverse populace of India. Poshan Utsav is a step forward in the nation's mission to combat malnutrition. It fosters healthier communities by sensitizing young children and women to age-appropriate good health practices to address the challenges of malnutrition in the country. Within its 270-plus pages, the volume encloses centuries of scientific knowledge and societal wisdom, which has empowered the nutrition of generations of Indians. The Poshan Utsav book and multimedia highlights Indian culinary practices of several centuries, dating from the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro civilization to the present practices in Indian homes, temples, and other places of importance. This atlas celebrates India's cultural diversity, covering its 15 geographical zones and highlighting various cultural dimensions of nutrition, including folk songs, tales, social customs, and festivals. Catering to the curiosity of today's generation, it also endeavors to provide a modern lens to analyze inherited traditional wisdom with detailed tables explaining traditions in terms of modern science prepared by nutritionists from DRI and with advice of Ayurveda practitioners. It even throws light on signature Indian dishes such as khichdi and pan, which have enthralled billions of Indians over centuries. The Poshan Utsav book and multimedia even dwells deep into the celebratory food practices in India, associated with the numerous festivals as well as important occasions like birth, marriage, and death. A product of intense labor, even through the COVID-marred period, the Poshan Utsav book and multimedia is a one-of-a-kind effort to document the nutritional value hidden in each and every plate of food in India. Through India's centuries-old knowledge, the Poshan Utsav book and multimedia will be the flag bearer for healthier culinary habits and a more nutritional food intake for people across the globe.
The Poshan Utsav book has been curated by the Deen Dayal Research Institute, and it is a comprehensive repository for appreciation of the rich culinary heritage and, of course, the nutritional diversity of our country. It seeks to revive ancient nutrition traditions, facilitate knowledge exchange and intergenerational learning. So I'd like to now request the Honourable Minister and Mr. Gates to please release this special book that will be beneficial to all, and in fact, all of us should have a copy of it in our homes. This has been conceptualized by the Ministry of Women and Child Development and, of course, sponsored by the Gates Foundation. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Women and Child Development is constantly looking for innovative measures to reach out to women and children across the country to enable change for the better in their lives. And today, another unique and innovative initiative is being shared with you, wherein a cartoon coalition born out of a collaboration between the renowned cartoon entities announces its support for the cause of good nutrition in children by leveraging popular cartoon characters. We'd take a short look at this film first, and then we'll have the cartoon characters join up on stage.
In 2018, a beacon of hope was ignited. The Poshan Abhiyan, a flagship initiative of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. The initiative entrusted the Ministry of Women and Child Development with a vital mission: to improve nutritional outcomes for pregnant women, lactating mothers, children, and adolescent girls.
Poshan Abhiyan, the largest nutrition program in the world, is housed here very much in India, courtesy the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. Today, we service the need of 7 crore 50 lakh children under the age of 6, 2.5 crore lactating mothers across 14 lakh Anganwadis with the help of 22 lakh Anganwadi Didis. We also, through the Ministry of Women and Child Development, service the largest technological platform in the world dedicated particularly to nutrition, and we call it the Poshan Tracker. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi wanted that the nutrition center, namely the Anganwadi, not only be reduced to just issues of nutrition. And that is why now we have Poshan Bhi and Padhai Bhi, early childhood education and care for young families and young children.
The Poshan Abhiyan scheme of the Ministry of Women and Child Development is taking forward the vision of Suposhit Bharat to greater heights.
For the first time, we are creating a cartoon coalition so that communication with regards to nutrition can reach our children in a very friendly and fun fashion.
चाचा जी, क्यों ना आज कहीं घूमने चले?
A new dimension has been added, that of making India's popular cartoon characters talk to children on the need to adopt healthy lifestyles and make the right choices in nutrition. Together, these cherished cartoon characters will not only entertain but also educate, inspire and imbibe, instill and adopt lifelong good habits to promote wellness and nourishment in children.
हमारे सामने ढेर सारी सेहतमंद और टेस्टी चीजें हैं।
This initiative emphasizes making children the champions of change for a healthier nation.
We are delighted to be partnering with the Ministry of Women and Child Development for Poshan Abhiyan. These two very, very popular characters, Shambhu and Supandi, are going to be coming into the homes of every Indian child and give them the message of good health, good diet, which will create an India which is bright, strong and happy.
Chacha Chaudhary is the most trusted character, and we are sure that it would effectively give the message of women and child development of the right portion to our consumers.
Characters like Elmo and Chumki connect with children in a playful way. While fostering healthy habits, they can put a smile on a child's face. Sesame Street is very proud to be a part of the Poshan Se Padhai Tak mission and its cartoon coalition.
Unfolding as Poshan Se Padhai Tak, the mission is bringing together beloved cartoon characters to demonstrate the power of cartoons as a potent medium to bring about positive behavior change.
We are a part of the coalition. Are you?
Let us join hands for ushering in a big change in every Indian plate. Be a part of the revolution for the well-rounded development of children, where along with studies and sports, healthy, nutritious diets become part of children's lifestyles. Poshan Se Padhai Tak, एक नए, स्वस्थ और कुशल भारत की ओर.
I'd like to now invite the few cartoon characters that we have here, Chacha Chaudhary, Shambhu, Supandi, and Elmo, to please come up. They're going to come up behind you. एक step, दूसरा और तीसरा. चलिए. आगे आइए यहाँ पे. Chacha Chaudhary, the most popular character in India. We've got Shambhu with his laid-back demeanor. Supandi is this one with his innocent charm. And of course, you've got Elmo, the 3.5-year-old monster with a cheerful voice. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our cartoon characters. A collaboration between NIPCCD under the Ministry of Women and Child Development and Amar Chitra Katha, the oldest storyteller of India. 57 years of storytelling that they have undertaken with over 465 titles, both individual and special issues. They've got individual comics as well as other comics that cover the genres of mythology, history, folk tales, and literature. This has been undertaken between the NIPCCD and the Amar Chitra Katha in the form of an MOU for developing an illustrated Amar Chitra Katha comic on healthy nutrition practices to bring about awareness and behavior change. This special edition comic book will highlight the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister on Viksit Bharat and also promote the concern for environmental sustainability by planting of trees and conserving water bodies. And children play a pivotal role as key agents who embody the seeds for positive change. I'd like to invite both the signatories of this MOU, Ms. Tripti Gurha from the NIPCCD and Mr. Sabyasachi Dev, to please come up and exchange the MOUs in the presence of the Honorable Minister and Mr. Gates. The comic will begin with healthy dietary habits, building on the aspects of good nutrition, safe food practices, and the importance of dietary diversification. The comic will also have quizzes and games to engage the children. Ladies and gentlemen, the central message of good nutrition, particularly for young children and for women, is to sensitize them on good food habits and a healthy lifestyle. As this nutrition revolution gains ground, we hope to keep strengthening the message of good nutrition among the masses. And as part of the government's outreach, 14 lakh comic books themed on nutrition in 11 languages is being made available at all the Anganwadis across the country. Here's a short film on this.
One fine morning on their way to the Anganwadi center, Chunmun and Minku begin discussing the food they carry for lunch. Unlike what children their age drool over, these two from a remote village in India share their delight in having nutrient-rich green vegetables, fruits and porridge for lunch that day. Both Chunmun and Minku understand the importance of a well-balanced diet and proper nutrition for healthy bodies and sharp minds. Such awareness towards proper nutrition is now celebrated in the farthest corners of India, nurtured by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's pioneering Poshan Abhiyan Jan Andolan. This national movement strives to improve nutrition for women and children. To further this noble cause, the Ministry of Women and Child Development presents the Poshan Comics. Like the tale of Chunmun and Minku, the Poshan Comics bring short, fun and educational tales for little kids as well as their mothers on the importance of balanced diets, governmental programs and time-honored practices for robust health. Flipping through the graphic and fun pages of the comic unfolds centuries-old culture of nutrition from all parts of India. The power of mother's milk for infants, qualities of millet, ragi, jowar, kutki and other nutritious grains, importance of regular vaccination for kids, are just some of the vital lessons that the Poshan comic shares with readers of all ages. It also highlights the numerous government initiatives for the cause, including the Anganwadi programs, building a healthy India right from the grassroots level. to share these fun and enlightening stories with as many mothers and their children as possible. 14 lakh copies of the Poshan comics are being distributed through Anganwadi centers located pan-India. Today, the comic book enthralls millions of Indian kids and women with its vital knowledge in 11 languages.
May I now invite the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Mr. Bill Gates, to please share his thoughts.
Well, hello everyone, and I want to thank Mr. Irani for the great invitation to share some thoughts. I have to admit, when I first looked at my agenda for India and it said I was going to a comic event, I wasn't quite sure what it was about. But then when I heard it was about nutrition, I said, okay, that's my favorite topic. If we need comics to get the word out, let's have comics. And so I really appreciate the creative way that the ministry is working to teach kids about food in a way that will connect with them. Poshan Utsav is a great example of incorporating local context and cultural practices to promote nutritional foods across India's diverse communities. Minister, your efforts to improve nutrition outcomes, expand childcare, and provide opportunities for women's economic empowerment are driving progress for India's women and girls. And as we all know, when you improve the life of a woman, there's a ripple effect. You improve her community and her country. In India, we've seen that this progress can be lasting and achieved on a massive scale. I know we have some great health workers here today. You have an important job and a hard one. So I'm glad excuse me, you're being equipped with new tools like the Poshan Tracker to ensure that children in your communities are well nourished and healthy. Indian industry is also contributing to important advances that will help here and around the world. Indian manufacturing has played a key role in developing low-cost, high-quality vaccines that have saved countless lives. Companies here are also working to lower the cost of new advances in probiotics, multiple micronutrient supplements, and a single infusion IV iron to treat anemia, furthering the tools available to address nutritional challenges for women and children. I'm optimistic that we'll continue to see a lot of progress in nutrition in the years ahead, and that India will be at the forefront of that progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now invite the Honourable Minister for Women and Child Development and Minority Affairs, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani, to please address the gathering.
It's only in India that Bill Gates can go from making khichdi to eating it, to meeting somebody who makes tea, to a chaiwala who became the Prime Minister, to then coming to an evening and launching a cartoon coalition. Mr. Gates, I'm grateful for your sense of adventure, for your generosity, and for your continued support to the Prime Minister's flagship scheme, Poshan Abhiyan. When the Honorable Prime Minister pronounced Poshan Abhiyan in 2018, and I'd like to contextualize a bit, that nutrition as a national effort has been undertaken since the 1970s. However, when Prime Minister Modi took office, for the first time in the history of our country, not one, not two, but 18 ministries across the government of India were brought together under the national flagship scheme called Poshan. And why so? Because the Prime Minister believes in collaboration. Collaboration and cooperative federalism was one of his governance agendas. और जो हिंदी में मेरे वाक्यों को सुनने के लिए इच्छुक हैं, क्योंकि मिस्टर गेट्स हमारे मेहमान हैं, इसलिए सर्वप्रथम मैं अंग्रेजी में बोल रही हूँ, फिर हिंदी में आपकी सुविधा के लिए अनुवाद करूँगी, विशेषता आंगनवाड़ी दीदियाँ जो बैठी हुई हैं उनके लिए. Mr. Gates, I told the Anganwadi Didis that I shall first give my speech a go in English and then translate a little for their convenience. In 2018, when the program started, Prime Minister Modi was essentially of the opinion that nutrition cannot be the responsibility of one division, one desk, one department. And that is why when 18 ministries came together, what happened? Since the 1970s up to 2018, there was no budgetary allowance for safe drinking water and sanitation within our Anganwadi systems. Now we all know who have been part of governance that till such time a thing is not budgeted, it rarely gets done. For the first time in our history of our country, there was a call to action to ensure every Anganwadi is digitally enabled so that transference of data, service delivery to the last mile can be tracked. Nobody ever imagined that the Anganwadi Didi who would take one register from one house to another would be digitally equipped enough to then not only put in data into the device, but also compute that data and then informing herself better to engage with the beneficiary to a productive end. For instance, handheld devices now are available to 1.2 million Anganwadis across the country. Every month, Anganwadi Didis measure 75 million children under the age of 6 as per WHO standards across the country. और जितनी आंगनवाड़ी बहनें आज यहाँ उपस्थित हैं उनको विशेष कहना चाहती हूँ. Mr. Gates, all of them are aware of the Poshan tracker, but nobody amongst them is aware who helped us get it done. मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ कि जब कोविड आया तब हमने बिल गेट्स फाउंडेशन से संपर्क किया कि भले ही आंगनवाड़ी बंद है लेकिन हमारा काम बंद नहीं हुआ है. इसलिए जो हैंड हेल्ड डिवाइस हमारी बहनों के पास है उसमें हम एक ऐसा टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्लेटफॉर्म देना चाहते हैं जिसमें आप हर हमारे बच्चे को और जो गर्भवती महिलाएं हैं उनको आपके बेनिफिशरीज को उस पर ट्रैक कर सकें. Mr. Gates, today not only do we celebrate the fact that 100 million beneficiaries are receiving their monthly support through the Poshan tracker, but what the tracker has also managed to do is inform us better about the nutritional status of children and lactating mothers in our country. Point in case, the National Family Health Survey has a sample size of 600,000 families, on the basis of which we in the country are informed about the status of children with regards to SAM and MAM. However, once Poshan Tracker became operationalized in India, we found out that when we measured 75 million children as per WHO standards, the numbers for SAM and MAM came down by 12%, which is a huge gain for the nutrition ecosystem in India. Now that today we have pronounced not only the Cartoon Coalition, but also we have dedicated to the country Poshan Utsav, an amalgamation of cultural practices with regards to nutrition around the country. Mr. Gates, my particular thanks for this initiative because it is done by a purely Indian research institution. On issues of gender and nutrition, we have time and again in India seen most of the discourse is informed by foreign academia, by foreign intelligentsia. That your foundation in India supported Indian intellectual capacities is what we also celebrate today through Poshan Utsav. Not only in nutrition, but also on issues of gender, when it comes to research in gender budgeting, when it comes to research with regards to climate change and the impact on women and children. The Gates Foundation has partnered productively with the Ministry of women and child development to ensure that not only does the foundation reach out and encourage advocacy and communication on nutrition, but also support institutions that are home-born, bred, and can meet global standards. एक मज़े की बात और, यहाँ पर मंच पर मुझे और बिल गेट्स जी को किताब दी गई ताकि हम इसका विमोचन कर सके, but knowing Mr. Gates, he thinks ahead of time. तो सुबह जब ये प्रधानमंत्री जी से मिले थे, पहली कॉपी मंच को नहीं, देश के प्रधानमंत्री को समर्पित की गई. इसलिए they say Mr. Gates दुनिया गोल है. The world is round. और हम कहते हैं दुनिया गोल है क्योंकि जहाँ से मिले थे वहीं एक दिन फिर मिलेंगे. That we shall all meet again. I don't know whether you'll be cooking khichdi. I don't know whether you'll be drinking chai. I know this, whatever you're cooking, Mr. Gates, it'll be good for the agenda of nutrition and gender justice. So all I can say as Minister, Women and Child Development, happy cooking, Mr. Gates.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Gates. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the close of such an important and crucial program. Thank you for joining us this evening for this milestone event, and we hope to foster a healthier lifestyle among children and adults. If I could request Chacha Chaudhary to please come up and join the Honorable Minister. Uparai. You want him in the center? Chacha Chaudhary with Mr. Bill Gates and the Honorable Minister. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Chacha Chaudhary can't smile anymore, but we're very happy to have all of them up here. Thank you very much.